All right, Shalom and Barakathum. All praises be to the Most High God, Yahweh, and His Son, Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises be to the Most High God, Yahweh, and His Son, Yahweh Shai. Honors be to the elect elders of the nation of Israel. And Barak Yamlah Habayath Madabadah. Blessings to the house of David, with you brothers laboring day in and day out, giving all diligence, making your calling and election sure. Helping seal the elect of the nation of Israel, for the return of our Lord Hamashiach Yahweh Shai is at hand, and to the Akem Wa'akwath brothers and sisters that also listen and believe on the glorious gospel being preached throughout the four corners of the earth. Unto you, I say shalom, shalom to the believing brothers of the elect and the sisters as well. Right? Those that are part of this gathering, the gathering of the righteous. Kwam Yasha'Allah, rise Israel. So this is Brother Sagalah, back with another lesson. And I'm going to jump into it from this article that you see here on the screen, dated February the 4th, 2025. It is from Reuters. And the title says, Trump seeks executive order, cooperation with Congress to shut the Department of Education. So the Education Department is another proposal amongst all of these executive orders, executive actions that's been going on by the new Trump administration. And a lot of these things are being pushed because when you look into it, let's do it this way. When you look into it, a lot of these executive actions are being pushed because America is insolvent. America is insolvent. Insolvent means unable to pay debts owed. Some synonyms goes into bankrupt, or to be bankrupt or bankruptcy, unable to pay one's debt. More synonyms is ruin, collapse, defaulting. So Babylon, the great America, is in the midst of defaulting. It's insolvent. It can't pay its debts. So a lot of these proposals, are ways to cut money because they have the Doge department that they created, right? The department has been created to, actually trim down the spending and find areas where wasteful spending is going on, so on and so forth. Now it goes on to say Trump seeks to close the Education Department, needs Congress and union support. Executive order to direct Education Secretary to plan department closure. Teachers union concerned closure would harm public education. Now, public education is already not really that good anyway. But these are some of the things that's being put out there, in the midst of the plans of the wicked of Esau, Edom, which really, and I got an article here that ties into this, not directly, but it does tie into the concept of what this would mean, right? Now it goes on to say, U.S. President Donald Trump on Tuesday said he would like to close the U.S. Department of Education using an executive order, but acknowledged that he would need buy-ins from Congress and teachers unions to fulfill his campaign pledge to do so. So this was a campaign pledge of Donald Trump. Trump has spent his first weeks in office pushing through massive changes to the U.S. government, demanding federal employees to come back to work in offices or quit, seeking cost and job cuts, and reforming to trying to shut down agencies such as the U.S. Agency for International Development. The Education Department has been high on Trump's list of targets. A White House official said an executive order expected to be issued later in February would direct the Secretary of Education to work to close the department. The 90-day review would take place to outline a plan, and Congress input would be sought, the official said. We spend more per pupil, meaning per person, than any other country in the world, and we're ranked at the bottom of the list. We're ranked very badly. And what I want to do is let the states run schools, Trump told reporters in the Oval Office on Tuesday. The president said he has tasked Linda McMahon, his pick to be education secretary, to shutter the department he wants her to lead. McMahon has not yet been confirmed by the Senate for the role. Now, got what I wanted out of this article, and I kind of wanted to follow it up with this article here. And this goes back to 2023, where it speaks about how the war against free lunch targets black school children. Now, there's a tie between the Department of Education and this the lunches that's given in school, right? The breakfast and lunches that is afforded to children through the public education system, through the Department of Education. Now it says the goal of many crusades is to make a sweeping societal change, and that's what we see Donald Trump doing. There's sweeping systemic change going on rapidly. However, when a group makes it their goal to deprive impoverished children of meals, it's safe to say they have ill intent. Now, when you look up more statistics and things on this and more information, there's a lot of information out there that lets us know that so-called, like with most things, so-called black people, which would be black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, suffer the most. And the ideal of closing the Department of Education and leaving it to the states, well, there's a lot of children that go to school, to public school, that is, and for a lot of them, that's that would be like the best, opportunity to eat. Many of them would be malnourished, wouldn't be able to actually, eat adequate meals. Now, how adequate or how good the food is, we can argue that, till the cows come home. But the point that's being made here is that a lot of people that are deprived of these things will fall further into degradation, will be even more impoverished. Many children would possibly die just because of that. And this information is known. It's not hidden or anything like that. This has been talked about for decades. So who really suffers the most? However, when a group makes it their goal to deprive impoverished children of meals, it's safe to say that they have ill intent. And given America's gaping racial disparities, any attack on people experiencing poverty disproportionately impacts black people. How can we tell that a policy is racist without the presence of explicitly racist language? By evaluating the populations who are most affected. For instance, black children were found almost 3 times as likely to face hunger than white children. So it's safe to say that conservative-led attacks on free school, breakfast, and lunch programs around the country signify an unspoken crusade against black students, who would undoubtedly be the group most impacted by a policy shift. So how much more by the closing of the Department of Education? So through the spirit, we can see that, the things that's going on are an example. Let's go here first. Are an example of the wicked fulfilling his plots, plans, and desires, which is through the will of the Lord. Now, let me get this first. This comes to mind. It's the book of Micah. So the wicked, Esau, Edom, is actually working for the Most High on the left-hand side to fulfill the things the Most High want done, which the Most High is waging war against the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Micah 2:1. Now, the title of this is Woe to the Oppressors, Judgment Against Wealthy Oppressors, which would be Esau, Edom, the man of sin. Micah 2:1, it says, Woe to them, which is destruction, that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands. So the Most High has given Esau power to actually fulfill these things, to bring them to pass, to bring them to fruition, because it's all a part, ultimately, of the Most High's plan, which is to liberate the captives, to give salvation to the children of Israel, but more specifically the elect, the remnant. Ecclesiasticus 14:5, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good. He shall not take pleasure in his goods. There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is a recompense of his wickedness. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. So here we are in the last days, and we're seeing, this devil going full throttle. The horns, him flexing his horns, his power, showing that he don't give a damn about none of you minorities, the American people, because he's actually doing ill and bringing ill to his own people. That's what verse 5 is all about, right? He that is evil to himself, he's evil to his own people. So how much more does he not give a damn about, the people of the tribes, and even much more the other nations, right? Verse 7 again, and if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, whether he gives stimulus checks, EBT, Section 8, whatever the case is, whatever benefits, governmental benefits, is really unwillingly. And at the last, he will declare his wickedness, and he's showing his wickedness more and more, and it's going to get worse. Verse 9 or verse 8, Ecclesiasticus 14:8, the envious man hath a wicked eye. He turneth away his face and despiseth men, and the men he despised the most are the Israelites. Verse 9, a covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his portion, and the iniquity of the wicked drieth up his soul. So his own evil is what's going to be what does him in. His own evil. And a lot of the envy that he has is for the children of Israel first and foremost, and the world which is against him, the BRICS alliance, the BRICS nations that are the opposition to Babylon and the beast system. So he hates that. He despises that, which really that's just the will of the Most High, because the scriptures tell you in Exodus 15:3, the Most High God Yahweh is a man of war. So the Most High is waging war on you tribes, the 2/3 of you, and against Esau, Edom, simultaneously. It's the book of Psalm 64 and verse 1. It says, hear my voice, O power, and my prayer preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Continuing on, verse 2, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, which would be the Edomites. Right? Now here in the NLT it says, hide me from the plots of the evil mob, from the gang of wrongdoers, which is also another name for, or another reference made to Esau, Edom, which they're known as the border of wickedness in the book of Malachi, the 1st chapter. Going down to verse 3, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that he may shoot in secret at the perfect, speaking of the children of Israel. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. So this Department of Education, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, is really intended to bring more pain on you Israelites, or you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and the indigenous people to this land, which comprise or make up the 12 tribes of Israel. So really this is all a plan, of the wicked, which is to bring hell on you tribes. Verse 5, they encourage themselves in an evil manner. All that they do is really a wicked, evil motive behind it. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? See, so everything that they do is a part of these secret councils, as we read in we read in Micah, the 2nd chapter. It told us that. Matter of fact, let me go back there. Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it. So that they have the think tanks, and then they put it, into power. Because the power has been given into their hands. It says, because it is in the power of their hands, because this is by the will of the Most High. Back in Psalm 64:5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They think that what they're doing, that the Most High is not going to recompense them for this wickedness, which is much the contrary. So the scriptures tell us, he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which you've done. This is the book of, should be Psalm. The book of Psalm. Let's go over to Psalm, the 10th chapter, get a few more. It's the book of Psalm 10 and verse 2. It says, the wicked, speaking of Esau, Edom, right? The children of fools, the Edomites, the Caucasians as they're known today, the white people as they're known, the Europeans, the wicked. It says in his pride doth persecute the poor. So he's persecuting you Israelites. So his plans, ultimately his agendas, center around destroying you Israelites. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. That's also in the book of Psalm, the 2nd chapter. So they're going to be taken in their own plans. Now here in the NLT it says, the wicked arrogantly hunt down the poor. Let them be caught in the evil they plan for others. That's right. So all the evil that they imagine against us, the children of Israel, is actually going to be brought back onto them. 10 times worse. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesses the covetous, whom the Adawan Yahweh abhorreth. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. And the last thing he's thinking about is actually what's going to happen and what will be the punishment for living wickedly and doing all of this evil and mischief. The last thing he's thinking about is that it's going to come back on him, his own head. Proverbs 22 and verse 22, it says, rob not the poor. And who are the poor? The children of Israel. Rob not the poor because he is poor, neither oppress the afflicted in the gate. For the Lord Yahweh will plead their cause and spoil the soul of those that spoil them. The Most High is going to eradicate the Edomites because they devoured his people. And they had no pity upon the poor, no pity upon the righteous, which would be the elect of the nation of Israel, but not limited to also the children of Israel. This is the book of Psalm. Let's get it. 140. We'll get ready to close it out. Psalm 140, just speaking of the plots and the plans of the wicked. Psalm 140 and 1, it says, deliver me, O Yahweh, from the evil man. And who is the evil man? The man of sin, Esau, Edom. Deliver me, O Yahweh, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man. And who is the violent man on the earth? That would be the Edomites, right? Evils multiplied during the time of the Greeks and then forward to the time of the Romans, that wickedness went to an all-time high. Although there's technically always been evil and mischief on the earth, but the scriptures make it very clear that who the wicked is, which are the Edomites, and how evils and wickedness went to another level. This man was brought in to take peace from the earth when you read in Revelation, the 6th chapter. Psalm 140 in verse 2, which imagine mischiefs in their heart, the same thing we read back in the book of Micah, the 2nd chapter. Which imagine mischiefs in their heart, continually are they gathered together for war. They're gathered together to destroy you Israelites. That's the war. So the Most High wants to get his wage of war through the man of sin to the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Those that will not hearken unto him, that won't return, that won't come back to their heritage, being Israelites, that won't acknowledge his words, that won't acknowledge the laws, who think that they can do it their own way, or that they don't believe that they have to adhere to the truth. So it says they are gathered together, it says, for war. So the Most High is only concerned, let's get this real quick and close it out. He's only concerned with the righteous. Matthew 24. He's only concerned with the elect. Matthew 24 and 30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man, which is the coming of Yahushua in heaven. It says, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. That's Yahushua returning with the angels, the Alahayim. Verse 31, and he shall send his angels, his Alahayim, with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So the Most High is waging war against the 2/3 of our nation. He's waging war by bringing all these things and bringing this cruel ruler against them in these last days, who's showing his fangs and his horns more and more. He's always been a cruel ruler, but he's just ramping it up, taking it to another notch, because Jacob's trouble is upon us. The time of lawlessness, sedition, the famine of food, the famine of the word, right? And great evils. The greatest evil that's ever been done on the earth. So the Most High is only concerned at this time with gathering the remnant. Let's show that further. This is Jeremiah 50:20. It says, and in those days and in that time, saith Yahweh, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none. And the sins of Judah, Yahweh, and they shall not be found. For I will pardon them whom I reserve. So the Most High, reason why it says he's only coming to save the remnant is because that's where the focus is at. The focus in this time of the men of the Lord is the remnant, because he's only going to pardon those, it says, whom he reserved. Let's see what this word for reserve is. The reserved, H7604, the reserve, to remain, to be left over, to be behind, to remain, to be left alive, to survive, the survivors. The elect are the survivors, those that are going to make it. So that's who the focus of the Most High, that's where it's squarely at. His ears are upon the righteous, which would be those that are returning today, as it says in Revelation 14:12. Here are they that keep the commandments and the faith of Hamashiach, which is the anointed Yahweh. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying to you believing brothers and sisters. I want to give all praises, infinite honor, and glory to the God of heaven and earth, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. All praises be to the Most High God, Yahweh, and the Son Yahushai. Honors be to the elect elders of the nation of Israel, Barakim La, Habayath, Madavadah. Blessings to the house of David, which you brothers laboring, and to the Akyam Wa'akwath, brothers and sisters that also listen and believe on the glorious gospel that's being preached throughout the four corners of the earth, day in and day out. Unto you, I say Shalom. Shalom and Barakatham and Barakim Tham Yad.